Right then, my friends, we're back inside the building. Welcome back to Trickstar Radio. It's Breakfast with KXVU. It's Monday morning, and we are jumping into the interview hour. Today, we've got a fantastic guest joining us, someone who is a regular on the Trickstar playlist, especially this year, with some fantastic new collaborations and releases in general. One of the most talked about voices in drum and bass right about now. Ruth Royall joins us. How are you doing?
Hey, thanks so much for having me.
I'm so excited to talk to you, man. There's been it's been crazy following the sort of success of the singles that have been happening over the last couple of weeks, especially. You seem to be on such a fantastic run at the moment. Like, how's everything going your end?
Yeah, it's great. It has been amazing. It's been really crazy, actually, like recording and collaborating with so many people over the past year and a half, and haven't actually met anyone because we've been in lockdown. So I'm sort of like, everything's been from my studio at home, and kind of seeing all of this excitement and this like connection to all the music, it has been amazing. I just can't wait to go out and do it live and like meet some of the people that I've connected with, and and also some of the fans, like people get in touch on my Instagram and are on my Instagram lives and things like that, and I just can't wait to like be at a gig and see them and thank them, and so it's been pretty great.
100%. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what else is on the way, because we've had 3 kind of killer back-to-back singles over the last I'd say about 6 weeks or so. It's been kind of this kind of run's been going on. Like, what do you think kind of what was the situation prior to this sort of run? Like, had you been working on much stuff and it all just come together at the same time?
Yeah, I had. I mean, so I kind of got into the scene properly. Like, I've always been into drum and bass, electronic music, and I was working as a session singer for a long time. And I got booked to do the tour with Fred V and Graphics, so I did their last live tour. And that was amazing. We went all around the UK, like festivals, went to Poland, and like I really connected with the guys. Like, we got on really, really well. And I actually, my current manager was tour managing that, so I kind of like met everyone really quickly. And then I collaborated with Josh on Refuge, and he kind of really pushed me in the scene and was like, saying to guys like, oh, you should work with Ruth, and there's this new singer kind of thing. So I suddenly started getting this like influx of like people asking me to do top lines, and then I did the top line with Paul and Bryson, Running in the Dark, and that was really great because I was a huge fan of theirs, and so I was like, hey guys, I love your music, can I sing on one of your tunes? and they were like, yeah, I suppose, I don't know who you are, and and we got on really well, and so it's just kind of, I don't know, I just felt like I found my home really in drum and bass, and I enjoy writing to electronic music so much, and it's the fan base is amazing. The community is amazing. It's just like, I just feel really comfortable. So it just seems to have flowed, which has been really great.
Amazing. Yeah, I mean, as I was saying, like this last, I'd say sort of 2 to 3 months especially, feels like it has been somewhat of a roller coaster. Like, how are you keeping up with everything? Because it seems to be release after release after release, and all of them are doing bits as well. It's not as if they're just getting thrown out there. All of them are everywhere.
I know. It's amazing. I mean, you kind of hope for that, but you can't really plan for it. You sort of, you think, we sat at the beginning of this year, me and my management, and we were like looking through the release schedule, and we were like, oh my God, this is insane. Like, we had absolutely no space for anything new. So it was like, I've been sort of saying to new collaborators and new projects, it's like, I really want to do stuff, but it's going to have to be like in a year's time, so that's been really great, and I think it's just really exciting to see people get excited about my tunes, and people want to play them, and it's been great seeing them played over in New Zealand as well, and actually seeing them live, because obviously we haven't really had that opportunity here. So yeah, it's been really exciting. It's but a lot of work in the studio. That's kind of what I was doing beforehand, was just like full on working and writing and collaborating with loads of different people, and now it's all coming out.
Amazing. Yeah, no, and it's a fantastic run, and I feel everyone can kind of see it. Something I've always kind of seen with D&B especially, kind of being on the outside of that sort of scene in particular, I feel there is such a kind of there is such a sense of community within D&B, and within D&B fans, it's like, if you the classic phrase is, if you're a fan of drum and bass, you're a fan of drum and bass.
Yeah.
And how have you found that sort of process, kind of getting involved with those communities on a kind of closer level, as essentially a voice of the sound?
Amazing. Honestly, I couldn't have been a better experience. Like it kind of threw me, like when we first started putting tunes out and people were like sharing my stuff and they were like, we love Ruth Royall, and I was like, oh my god, this is nuts. And then like people personally messaging me all the time, and like on my Instagram lives, they've been so fun, like people kind of getting involved, and I just feel like it feels like they're friends, you know, like, and it's because people are so it's loyal to drum and bass, you know. There's so kind of, and it's such a friendly community, which is so funny because it's such heavy music. It's like the nicest people listen to drum and bass. Like, hi guys, I just really love some banging tunes. But yeah, so it's just been, that's probably been one of the nicest things actually, is connecting to the people that have listened to it, and you know, the people that have enjoyed it and supported it, as well as, you know, as well as the artists, of course. But yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, I can imagine, man. And obviously with this fantastic run of singles as well, we have moved on to another one which has just landed, and it goes by the name of Forget the Rain. Now, I want to hear all about this tune because it's another banger. It carries on this fantastic run of really well-received singles that you're on. Talk to me about how this one came together.
So this is working with my buddy Josh again. I wrote the song at the end of the first lockdown, and it was like the first time that I had but sort of done the arrangement of the song. So usually people will send me a track and I top line it, but I've started to write the songs from scratch and then go to a producer and produce it together. So I'd kind of done the arrangement, if you like, of the track with piano and everything, and we'd got into session. It was like the end of the first lockdown, and it was really weird because I'd been writing it for like 3 days in my studio, and I was like, I can't get the chorus to work, and I knew that I wanted to work with Josh because I knew that was the sound that I think this track needed. So I took it to him on the day that the pubs opened up again.
Oh wow!
But that was the first time, and so then took it to him, and he was like, yeah, no, I know exactly what you're trying to do with this. And like, we'd been writing together a lot. I've been writing some of his top lines that other singers were singing on, and we'd been doing some other stuff, so we were kind of very used to working together. So he kind of like read my mind and was like, yeah, I know exactly where you're going with this. And in a day it like came together, and like we just kind of finished this tune, and it felt really hopeful, and it felt really like, you know, we're gonna get out of this. We're gonna forget all of this rubbish that's happened over the past, you know, however many months, and then we went to the pub, and it was kind of crazy because then when we released it, it came out the day that the pubs in the UK opened. It was like, yeah, that's so weird, crazy. But I know, and that wasn't planned. That's just how it worked out. So it was like perfect timing for this tune. And we decided to put it out under my Paper Dragon alias because that's the Paper Dragon stuff is a bit more diverse in style. Like, we've been doing a bit of like house stuff, we've been doing a bit more like breaksy stuff, so it's not like straight up drum and bass. So it kind of like fits with the run of releases that we've got coming out soon with that act. So yeah, it felt very kind of serendipitous, the whole thing, and it was really nice to work with Josh again on something that, you know, was going to come out as the two of us. And like, he's such a great friend, and he's really close to Paper Dragon as well, so it was just kind of felt like this really nice positive track to make together.
100%. And what a story that is. The fact that the first time around that everything opened up was the day you made it, and then it actually drops almost like 4 or 5 months later, but on the same day. That's such a crazy story. I love hearing stuff like that because it just attaches so much meaning. It just attaches so much meaning to the tune, and I think it's a good way to kind of summarize the sort of energy that's within the tune as well. There is such a sense of kind of upliftingness, with if that's a word. I don't even know if that is a word, but that's the word I want to use for this one. So we're going to get into it in just a second, but carry on.
He as well, like, just to say, like, graphics is such an incredible producer, because like we finished, you know, it sounded like it came together in a day, but like we finished our parts together in a day, and then he took that track and just he brought the level so high. Like, just want to say, like, shouts to him, because he's an incredible producer and spent so much time like finessing all of the details of that, and like, you know, that snare is perfect. So you kind of like, you listen to it, you sent it back, and like at the beginning you can hear there's sounds of water at the beginning if you listen really carefully, and it's just, everything's just so beautifully thought out. And I was like, yeah, so I just want to give him some big ups for that, because he's great.
100%. No, entirely. And as I was saying, we're going to get into this in just a second. Before we do that, though, I do want to make sure people are aware of how they can find you. Obviously, you've mentioned the other alias there as well. So in regards to sort of social media and things like that, what are the best platforms for people to get hold of you on?
So you can find me on Instagram. That's probably the best place. So I'm Ruth Royall Vocals, and then Paper Dragon is Paper Dragon Official. That's generally where I hang out, is on Instagram. So yeah, come and find me there.
Amazing stuff. Well, we're going to get into this one right about now. It goes by the name of Forget the Rain. Keep it locked, my friends. We're live on the line with the wonderful Ruth Royall, talking through the kind of progression of the sound she's making. And stay tuned, because in a few minutes we are going to be talking through the sort of future plans, what's on the way, and just where we can expect to hear the sound go. It's just gone 16 minutes past 9 here, Trickstar Radio, at KXVU, at Trickstar Radio as well. Make sure you are downloading the Trickstar Radio app. You can check out all of the playback from the shows on there. Keep it locked and don't go anywhere.
This is Breakfast with KXVU, bringing you their morning flavours on Trickstar Radio.
Trickstar Radio.